Every couple of years or so, I've come across a piece of media that'll leave me breathless, curious, and most importantly, how I see the world. I just finished watching an anime called Orb on the movements of the earth, and all I can say is that it's a masterpiece, a quiet and incredible masterclass in storytelling, and yet hardly anyone's talking about it. The marketing for this anime has been practically non-existent, and it dropped late last year, but just now only heard about it now. And honestly, I'd probably place it higher than Mushoku Tensei, and if you've been following my channel for quite some time now, you know how much I praise that show. But here's the thing, trying to explain what makes Orb so special, that's the difficult part. On paper, it doesn't sound like it's the kind of story that'll pull anyone in. It's not flashy, it's not exciting, and it's not hype. But it's something unique and it's something rare. So let's talk about it. Heliocentrism is my faith, and that's the belief that started it all. Orb on the movements of the earth is set in the 15th century, where the world believed that the heliocentric theory, the idea that the earth revolved around the sun, is considered heresy. Anyone that believed to be pursuing this theory may result in punishment by the church. This series, however, isn't some grand action spectacle, but rather a historical drama filled with philosophical thought and emotional depth. Instead, it tells the story of several individuals, each caught in the quiet storm of their own beliefs. And yet, through all these unique perspectives, one theme remains the same: what drives people to stay curious in a world that punishes curiosity. In this world, knowledge itself is dangerous and could cost you your life. Simply just asking why could cost you your life as well. What truly defines the cost of dying? Our characters are willing to sacrifice everything in life in the name of truth, and more importantly, a battle between religion or personal beliefs. How they shape the world that we see, and how the world has terrifyingly built fear to question what we've been taught. What's surprising about this story is that we don't follow a single protagonist from the beginning of the show to the end of the show. Instead, Orb takes an anthology-style approach. Every couple of episodes introduces us to a new character, a new soul caught in the fight against ignorance to find the truth. But through all of them, one thing remains constantly clear: the seek for curiosity. Every character is driven by the need to seek the truth, each in their own unique way. And what hurts the most is how brief their time is. In just 4 to 5 episodes, each character is given their moment to shine. And just as we start to connect with them, their arc comes to a close. But it never feels empty, each one leaving something behind: a legacy, a lesson, and a spark. And then the torch is passed on to the next. One by one, they carry the flame forward, refusing to let it die, in hopes to one day find the truth. We begin to explore the theory of heliocentrism through our first character, Raphael. Early in the series, he meets Hubert, a compelling figure who's been arrested and labeled as a heretic for his research into heliocentrism. Hubert knows that his fate is sealed and accepts it with grace, but before he's taken away, he passes the torch to Raphael, urging him to continue the pursuit of truth. Raphael is an orphan raised by Potoki, a stern yet supportive adoptive father. Their relationship reveals a subtle, almost transactional understanding of belief and legacy. Raphael makes it extremely clear: if heliocentrism is ever accepted as truth, Potoki will receive 10% of the reward for having supporting him from the very beginning. It's a strangely pragmatic moment, one that adds nuance to the story's emotional weight. And it's a sentiment that echoes through the rest of the series all the way through the final character. Orb on the movements of the earth isn't a direct historical retelling of how our world came to accept heliocentrism. Instead, it offers a powerful what-if, a fictionalized emotional theory about how the truth might have clawed its way into the light through sacrifice, persistence, and human curiosity. For example, one of my favorite characters throughout the entire series was Oxy, a quiet, introverted character whose aura speaks so much volume without really saying much at all. His dynamic with Bedeni, who is brash and passionate, creates one of the most fascinating duos in the entire series that I really couldn't help but root for them to make it alive. Their contrasting views on the value of learning how to read and write reveal so much about how people in this era interpret knowledge, one out of necessity and the other out of principle. Even Noak, a relentless inquisitor who has no room for apologies, has a rare moment of clarity. In his final breath, He regrets his past actions after discovering that his own daughter was secretly leading a group dedicated to researching heliocentrism, a mistake he personally feels responsible for forcing his daughter to believe in geocentrism. It's a devastating twist, and one that humanizes even the harshest characters. This series is beautiful, and like I mentioned earlier, it places a variety of random characters with different beliefs, all fighting for the truth. After a beautifully crafted journey of our collection of characters, we are finally introduced to Albert, the last character that we meet, a former baker's assistant who is inspired by Dracula's letter regarding the research of heliocentrism. Albert's story arc begins as a curious child with an unfortunate upbringing due to his father being murdered. Albert always grew reluctant to enroll himself in university, but the idea of heliocentrism always fascinated him. That was until he accepted a second opinion from a priest during the act of reconciliation. The priest changed his heart and encouraged the young Albert to seek further education. Albert becomes enamored with his theory of heliocentrism, shapes his future to then become a teacher. Albert goes on to mentor Copernicus and thus normalize the theory of heliocentrism and shaped the world for what it is today. Orb on the Movements of the Earth is such a beautifully crafted story, one that theorizes the origins of heliocentrism and how such a radical idea at the time might have come to light. Given how much history has been lost over the centuries, it's entirely possible that key moments in this revolution may have vanished from the record. And yet, the way the series wraps up, tying its fictional narrative to real-world astronomers and our current understanding of the universe, feels almost seamless. It's as if we're peering into an alternate reality, one that leads directly into the world that we know today, where heliocentrism is no longer heresy, but fact, and that is the beauty of heliocentrism. Before I finish this video, here is what blew my mind even harder. In the last arc of the show, we mentioned Albert, right? His last name appears to be Brodzinski. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Please correct me if I'm wrong. A real-life Polish astronomer that once lived, who was also the mentor of the real-life Copernicus. And also remember that 10% of the reward going off to Potoki? Well, in the 15th century, one of the wealthiest and most powerful families at the time was the Potoki family, once again tying in real-life events with the anime, closing in on one of the most beautifully crafted stories ever written. To live life to the fullest, to search for truth, even at the face of death. That is what they mean to live life to the fullest. And that is exactly how we wrap up Orb on the Movements of the Earth. Thanks for watching. I hope everyone out there watches this show. What a beautifully crafted show. And it's so unfortunate that it's so underrated. I don't even think it's going to get Anime of the Year. But what an incredible journey this has been. Thanks for watching. Before I finish up the video, I just want to wrap up a couple of announcements really quick. I just want to give a very big thank you once again for sticking by my side, watching the videos, subscribing to the channel, and just supporting me till this very day. I know it's been a very long time since my last upload, but I'm working my best to just give you the content I like, and video essays has always been one of my favorite things to do, like this one that you just watched right here. If there are any other movies or topics or shows that you'd like me to cover in the same exact way of like a video format, video essay, whatever it might be, please let me know in the comment section below. I definitely would like to create some more. Another thing really quick as well, I am trying my best to stream, whether that be on YouTube or Twitch. I'm going to post these like links on the description as well as the video itself. If that's something you want to tune into, if it's something that you want to support, watch the channel, watch the streams, whatever it might be, please do not be shy and subscribe, follow, whatever it might be. Tune into that. I am trying to go live sometime tomorrow around noonish or so Pacific time, around maybe 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Once again, if that's something you want to watch or something you want to tune into, I am trying my best to play the entirety of, what's it called again? Sorry, Expedition 33. Sorry, trying to stream the entire game through live streaming with a live chat, whatever all that stuff is. That's something that you would like to watch. Please tune in to that channel, to that stream, whatever. And I think we're gonna have a great time. And once again, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next video, and appreciate all the support. Peace, peace. Take care.